What are we alive for? What is our meaning for being here? If we all believe in the concept of everything having a purpose, then what is our purpose? What were we born for? These are the questions that I was asking myself in my 20s. I would like to say it was a little bit of a period of enlightenment where I was really coming into myself and understanding myself, to my core, because I was doing a lot of self-reflecting, which is something that, everybody should be doing. But I wanted to understand this because I understood at the time, and I still do today, that once I figure out what my purpose is, then I'll be truly living for my main reason of being born. And most of us never figure that out. Most of us never figure out the reason we were born. What were we brought here to do? That is the question that we need to answer. And it wasn't until, I turned 30 that I was actually awakened to what I was brought here to do. And because of that, all my energy gets put towards that. It's like as soon as you find your meaning for life, as soon as you find your purpose, all your energy gets directed towards it. Because you realize this is the only thing you're supposed to be doing. This is the only real thing that gives you true fulfillment. And that's what we should be in search of. What is it that gives us true fulfillment? What really brings us joy? And once you figure out what that thing is, that is the thing you're supposed to be pursuing. That is the thing that you were born for, born to do. So it's a mix of understanding what your gifts are. So knowing that X, Y, and Z are your gifts from God, what are the things you should be doing that maximizes those gifts that you have been blessed with? When you figure that out, that is your purpose. And that is also your genius. I think everybody is born with some form of genius. I know we tend to like to attach the idea of genius to somebody's ability to regurgitate information, or we only see people to be geniuses if they're in the field of science. But genius can be in anything. You can be a creative genius. Michael Jordan, LeBron are geniuses when it comes to playing basketball. So there's genius in everything because it's a gift. It's a gift, and a gift is something that you do, better than the average person. You do this so much better than the average person, and it comes to you easily. That is a gift. It is something that you're born with. It's not something that you develop. And everybody has that in them. Now it's on us to understand what that is in order to be able to maximize it, in order to get true fulfillment out of it. It reminds me of Christ. He has placed the seed inside of all of us, and it's on us to, water, grow, and develop that seed into a beautiful, thriving plant. Now, taking that same idea, we need to apply that to our daily lives. We need to become more self-aware and understand what our God-given gifts are and focus on watering, growing, and developing those gifts so we can, maximize our full potential. And this full potential is what we were born to do. We were born to do this. We have been gifted this. And all I did was really work on that gift, put all of my energy towards that gift so I can maximize the rewards that come from that gift. One of my favorite books is by a psychiatrist named Viktor E. Frankl. And the book is called Man's Search for Meaning. And in this book, Victor, along with, hundreds and thousands of other people, were locked up in Nazi concentration camps. And he really depicted everything that he experienced within these concentration camps. And what he came to understand was that people that were able to make it through the horrific tragedies of concentration camps were the ones that had meaning in life, the ones that found something to hold on to. Because the ones that didn't, they gave up. Their bodies withered away. They end up dying. So in order to be strong and being able to get through that, you had to have some type of meaning or purpose or reason or why. So it's all about finding your why. Why do I want to live this kind of life? Why was I brought here? Why was I born into this situation that I am? Why did I go through that traumatic, period of my life? Why did I experience something like that? What was I supposed to get from that? What was I supposed to learn from that? It's all about your why. Why do you do what you do? Why do you want to live? And those were the thoughts of every single one of those people in those concentration camps. And they all had to figure out what their why was. And the ones that couldn't figure out what their why was were, unfortunately, ones that didn't last, ones that didn't make it. So it's all about your why. What is your meaning? What is your meaning for living? If you have no meaning for living, you will cease to exist. You won't live. You won't survive because you won't have the fight, because you have no reason to fight. So we must all find our meaning, our purpose, our reasoning for being born. We have to figure out what that is, because we won't have true fulfillment in life without understanding what our gifts are, understanding what gives us full fulfillment. What brings us peace? What brings us joy? If you don't figure out what that is, you're going to forever go through life in a circle of doing things, hoping that it brings you fulfillment, but then later on finding out that it didn't give you fulfillment, feeling empty, feeling like you lived a life with regret. That is one of the few things that I never want to experience. I do not want to live a life with regret. I want to be able to look back and say, I did the things that I wanted to do. I did the things that brought me happiness. I did the things that brought me joy. And I'm at peace with where I'm at in life today. That's the kind of life I want to live. That's what I've been in search of since my 20s, early 20s. We're going over a decade right now. So once we figure out what that is, we are then reaching a form of enlightenment. It may not be the form of enlightenment that you think of as it pertains to like Buddhism, Buddhist, Zen, but it is a form of enlightenment of understanding who you are. That is a form of enlightenment because you are getting more understanding and clarification on your true self. You're touching your spiritual self. You're tapping into that. That is reaching enlightenment. That is reaching purpose, understanding what you're here for, understanding what must be done. There's a reason why Malcolm X, Martin Luther King continued to do what they did, knowing that they were probably going to be killed doing it. They did what they did because it was their purpose. It was their calling. They knew it was what they had to do. This was their mission. And if I was going to be killed doing my mission, then so be it, because that's what I was brought here to do. I'm here to liberate my people. That's what their mission was. That's what their purpose was. That's what their calling was. And when you understand what that is, nothing else matters. You're even willing to die for it. That's what I want to find. I want to find that. I believe I have found that. So that is just something that I think we all need to spend more time on, trying to figure out about ourselves. What were we brought here to do? What were we born to do? But I thank you guys for checking out this video. Man, I have more content coming on the way, more deep content. I'll catch you guys in the next one. I'm out.